A Separate Piece by John Knowles. Summary: A Separate Piece is a novel by John Knowles, published in 1959, that takes place during World War II at the fictional Devon School, an elite all-boys boarding school in New Hampshire. The novel follows Gene Forrester and his complicated friendship with Phineas, Finney, his charismatic and athletic roommate. Through Gene's introspection, the novel explores themes of friendship, rivalry, innocence, and the loss of innocence as Gene grapples with his feelings of jealousy, loyalty, and guilt. Plot summary. 1. Gene and Finney's friendship. The story begins with Gene, now an adult, revisiting Devon School and reflecting on events that happened there years earlier. As a student, Gene was a studious and somewhat reserved young man, contrasting with his friend and roommate Finney, who was confident, carefree, and naturally talented. Finney, with his infectious energy, leads Gene into exciting adventures, including the Super Suicide Society of the Summer Session, a club they create where members must jump from a tall tree into the river. Finney's charisma inspires Gene, but Gene secretly harbors feelings of jealousy and inferiority toward his friend. 2. Gene's jealousy and paranoia. As their friendship deepens, Gene begins to believe that Finney is deliberately trying to distract him from his studies. Gene suspects that Finney is envious of his academic success and sees their friendship as a competitive rivalry, although Finney has never shown any malice toward him. This paranoia and jealousy drive Gene to a point of emotional turmoil, and he starts resenting Finney's ease and charm. 3. The tree incident and Finney's fall. In a moment clouded by his jealousy, Gene impulsively jounces the branch of the tree they are both on, causing Finney to fall and shatter his leg. Finney's injury is severe, ending his athletic career and dashing his dreams of competing in sports. Gene is racked with guilt, but he cannot bring himself to confess his role in the accident. He rationalizes his actions, unable to fully confront the darkness within himself. This incident becomes the turning point in Gene's life, as he is forced to reckon with the consequences of his jealousy. 4. The struggle with guilt and forgiveness. In the months following the accident, Gene visits Finney and tries to confess, but Finney refuses to believe that Gene could have intentionally hurt him. Their friendship grows strained, yet Finney's insistence on seeing the best in Gene and his unwillingness to accept Gene's guilt is both comforting and troubling for Gene. Finney's refusal to confront the truth becomes a source of tension, representing both his resilience and his unwillingness to see the darker sides of human nature. 5. Finney's return and the mock war efforts. Despite his injury, Finney returns to Devon and begins helping Gene train for the Olympics, shifting his energy toward Gene's success. Their friendship deepens, and the intensity of World War II looms over their lives, even as Finney clings to a personal separate piece by dismissing the war as propaganda. Finney's denial of the war reflects his desire to maintain innocence and evade the harsh realities of the world. However, the illusion cannot last, and the reality of the war, combined with Gene's internal conflict, presses in on them both. 6. The truth revealed and Finney's second fall. During a mock trial organized by Brinker Hadley, one of the classmates, Gene is pressured to confront the truth about the tree incident. Finney, realizing the betrayal, is devastated and leaves in anger. In his haste, he falls down a flight of stairs, re-injuring his leg. This second accident leads to a confrontation where Gene and Finney finally acknowledge the betrayal, but it also marks the collapse of Finney's idealism. In the hospital, Finney forgives Gene, but during surgery to set his leg, Finney dies due to complications. Gene is left to confront his grief and guilt, which drive him to seek redemption in the form of self-acceptance and understanding. Key themes. 1. Friendship and rivalry. Gene and Finney's relationship embodies the complex dynamics of friendship, where admiration and loyalty intertwine with jealousy and competition. The novel reveals how envy can cloud judgment and ultimately lead to betrayal, complicating the concept of friendship. 2. Innocence and the loss of innocence. Finney's innocence and idealism clash with the harsh realities of the world around him. His desire to see the good in others and to dismiss the war reflect a separate piece that he creates, which is ultimately shattered by betrayal and tragedy, symbolizing the painful transition from innocence to experience. 3. Identity and self-understanding. Gene's journey reflects the struggle for self-identity and the challenges of recognizing both the noble and darker sides of oneself. His guilt and need for redemption stem from his inability to accept his own flaws, leading him towards self-discovery through painful reflection. 4. The impact of war on youth. Though the war is distant, it permeates the boys' lives, shaping their perceptions and decisions. The pressures of impending adulthood, as well as the looming possibility of enlisting, create a sense of urgency that pushes them to confront their insecurities and fears, highlighting the impact of external forces on the transition to maturity. Conclusion. A Separate Piece by John Knowles is a poignant exploration of friendship, jealousy, and the journey to self-acceptance. Through Gene's introspective narrative, Knowles examines the complexities of adolescence, the loss of innocence, and the impact of inner conflict. The novel's tragic beauty lies in its portrayal of youth, the fragility of peace, and the choices that define us. Through Gene's reflections on his friendship with Finney, Knowles captures the painful yet transformative journey of growing up in the pursuit of personal understanding in a world shaped by both conflict and connection.